Hey guys, it's editor me. I finished editing the video and then realized that I didn't have an intro for the video, and I've already cleaned everything up. I've already put everything away. This is actually me sitting doing laundry while editing the videos, right? So I needed to get an intro done. Today, what we're going to be doing is painting on one of the storage bins for my arts and craft room or my crafting area. So let's go ahead and get started. Before we start painting, we need to clean the storage bin. We couldn't find our lint roller, so we're kind of making do with masking tape. We have 3 cats, a dog, and a bunny, and their fur gets on everything and in everything. It doesn't help that the cats like to sit in my storage bins. Now that that's all clean, we can get started painting. We're going to start with one of my favorite colors, purple. And this is where I messed up. I used fabric paint to outline the paint splotch, and it started to bleed into the fabric. At this point, it didn't look that bad, but it does get worse by the end of the video. Anyhow, I'm painting paint splotches on this storage bin. I'm a very visual person, and having my storage bins labeled saves me so much time. Where this is... Oh, and here comes Rosie. Last time she helped me paint, I ended up scrubbing footprints off the floor for several days, actually. I literally found another footprint while waiting for this paint to dry. And here comes Tiger. That step was panic-worthy. It was very deliberate, and of course, that tail flick. He's kind of annoyed with me. I'm pretty sure it's because they think this is their space. In all honesty, it is. We ran into an issue with Heidi, the dog, stealing the cat food, and now the cat food is sitting on the edge of my crafting table. So they like to join me when crafting. All of our pets are rescues, except for Heidi. She was a gift, but we'll come back to her story in a different video. Tiger and Rosie are both litter mates. My brother Dan rescued Rosie and Tiger about 2 years ago. My parents purchased 5 acres for business purposes, and it came with an assortment of, let's say, 20 to 30 wild cats. Over the last several years, my family has been cleaning up and building on the 5 acres. They spend a lot of time out there between managing the 5 acres and family gatherings around the campfire. Anyways, Dan was using the skid steer to move a pile of wood when he heard an odd sound. He stopped to listen, and when he turned off the skid steer, the sound stopped. He turned the skid steer back on, started working again, and he could hear the sound. This time when he turned the sound off, he stopped to investigate and found not 2, but 4 kittens. 4 kittens hiding in the woodpile he was trying to move with the skid steer. He did relocate them and then finished doing his job. Over the next few days, he visited the kittens and Mama Kitty to feed them and make sure they were doing well. On the last day that he saw Mama Kitty, she relocated 2 of the kittens and left Rosie and Tiger. Dan waited with the kittens, but she didn't come back. I think that she left Rosie and Tiger with Dan because they probably wouldn't survive. Rosie is very vocal, and where I grew up, there are mountain lions, wolves, coyotes, lots of animals that are predators, and a very loud kitten that is an outdoor kitten probably wouldn't do all that great. The other reason is Tiger is very, very slow. Like if you remember earlier in the video, his very slow, deliberate steps, that is him. Everything he does is kind of slow. He's also the runt. Like, he was not doing very well. I know it doesn't look like he's not doing very well because he is literally bigger. He's like the biggest cat that we have right now. But yeah, so I'm pretty sure that's why they got left behind, is Mama Kitty was like, these guys aren't going to make it, and you've been taking really good care of us, so we're going to give them to you. Rosie and Tiger have adapted to indoor life really, really well. Rosie is still very loud. She has learned how to say hello and mom, which is very scary when you are by yourself at night. To hear someone calling for you in the dark. And Tiger, you know what, he's just Tiger. He likes to snuggle, and he's very sweet and loving, except for when he doesn't want to be, and then he goes and hides somewhere. Back to the painting, I did miss a couple of things that I probably wanted to point out, but you know what, it's okay. I really enjoyed sharing the story about how I ended up with Rosie and Tiger. So I hope you enjoyed it too. We are now adding the juicy highlights. Yay, absolutely beautiful. I'm using the back of my brush as a dotting tool to do the highlights. Some of the highlights are a little bit close to the edge, but you know what? What's life without living on the edge a little, right? Just kidding. My life is kind of vanilla, and you know what? I'm totally good with that. While doing the highlights, I did pretty good keeping my hand out of the paint until I started doing the highlights down the right side. I did manage to stick my pinky in the green paint and smudged it onto the bin next to the big pink splotch, which I didn't see in time, so it's gonna stay there. I did a total of 2 coats for the paint splotches. I will admit I should have done 3. 3 coats would have covered a lot better and looked a lot nicer. I did not realize this until I accidentally brushed the wet white paint. Say that super fast. I accidentally brushed the wet white paint and ended up getting some paint on the large green splotch and the large pink splotch. When I did the touch up for it to fix it and get it back to the right color, if you look here, you can actually see on the pink and green splotch, there's a slight color difference, and that is where I did the touch-ups. But now our bin is all ready, it's painted. Let's go ahead and fill it up. I don't know if this is the norm to place your paint upside down, but I started doing it because it has a lot flatter space so that I can put more things on top of it. I did at one point go through and paint the top of my paints just so I could see what it looked like when it was dry, but this works a lot better for me for storage. I have a ton of paint supplies. I know I mentioned that earlier in the video. There's just not enough space in this bin for it, so I did have to take some out and have to repackage it. But now that it's full, let's see it on the shelf. Yay, and look at that. I have 8 more bins. Let me know what you think in the comments. I was thinking of doing a series of decorating and prepping my craft space. Leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!